Did everybody make sure their phone is switched off?
Yes, I have tricks in my pocket, I have things up my sleeve, but I am the opposite of a stage magician. A magician gives you illusion in the form of truth, but I give you truth in the pleasant disguise of illusion. To begin with, I turn back time, back to the quaint period, the 30s, where the huge middle class of America was matriculating in a school for the blind. Their eyes had failed them, or they had failed their eyes. But still, the fingers pressed down forcibly on the fiery braille alphabet of America. That is the social background of the play. I'm the narrator of the play, but I'm also a character in it. The other characters are my sister Laura and my mother Amanda. There is also a gentleman caller in the play, but being a poet, I have my weakness for symbols, so this character is only ever used as a symbol. But there's also a fifth character, my father. He left us going on 16 years now. He worked for a telephone company, but I guess he fell in love with long distances and he just skipped life fantastic out of town. The last we heard of him was off a postcard he sent us from the coast of Mexico, containing only 2 words: hello and goodbye. I think the rest of the play will explain itself.
Tom?
Yes, Mother?
We can't say grace until you come to the table.
I'm coming, Mother.
Amen. Oh, honey, don't push with your fingers. If you have to push with something, push with a crust of bread. And chew, chew. Animals have sections in their stomachs which allow them to digest food without mastication, but human beings are meant to chew their food before swallowing it down. And eat food leisurely, son. A well-cooked meal has lots of delicate flavors which need to be held in your mouth for appreciation, so chew your food and allow your salivary glands a chance to function.
You know, I haven't enjoyed a single bite of this dinner because of you and your hawk-like attention to every single bite I take. And all this talk of animals, salivary glands, and mastication. It's sickening, it spoils my appetite.
Temperament like a metropolitan, son. You're not excused from the
Get a
table.
cigarette.
You smoke too much.
I will bring in the blonde motion.
No, no, sister. You be the lady, I'll be the daughter.
I am already up.
Resume your seat. I want you to stay fresh and pretty for those gentlemen callers.
I'm not expecting any gentlemen callers.
Well, sometimes they come when they are least expected. Why, I remember one Sunday afternoon, Blue Mountain.
I know it's coming.
But let her tell it.
Again?
She loves to tell it.
One Sunday afternoon in Blue Mountain, your mother received 17 gentlemen callers. Sometimes there wasn't enough chance to accommodate them all.
How did you entertain all of those gentlemen callers?
I understood the art of conversation.
I bet you could talk.
Girls in those days knew how to talk, I can tell you.
Yeah?
They needed to entertain their gentlemen callers. It wasn't enough for them to be possessed by a pretty face and graceful figure, although I was not alighted in either sense. They needed to have a nimble wit and tongue for every occasion.
So what did you talk about?
Things of importance in the world, nothing too coarse or common or vulgar. My callers were gentlemen, all. Some of the most prominent young men of Mississippi Delta, planters and sons of planters. There were the Coultier brothers, Wesley and Bates. Bates was one of my right particular beaux. He got in a quarrel with one of those Wainwright boys. They shot it out on the floor of Moonlight Casino. His wife was well accounted for, came in 8 or 10 acres. She married him on a rebound. He never loved her. Carried my picture on him the day he died. And then there was that boy that every girl in Delta had set a cap for. The brilliant Fitzhugh boy from Greene County.
What did he leave his widow?
He never married. Gracious, you act as though all my old admirers had turned their toes up to the days.
Well, I mean, this is the first you've mentioned that still survives.
He went up north, made a fortune, came to be known as the Wolf of Wall Street. Why, he had the Midas touch. Whatever he touched turned to gold. And I could have been Mrs. Duncan J. Fitzhugh. Mind you, I picked your father.
Mother, let me clean it.
Oh, no. You practice your typewriter or your shorthand a little bit. The gentlemen callers are going to start arriving. How many do you think we're going to accommodate this afternoon?
I don't believe we're going to receive any.
Not one? Not one? You must be joking. There must be a flood or there must be a tornado.
It's not a flood, Mother. It's not a tornado. I'm just not popular like you were in Blue Mountain. Mother's afraid I'm going to be an old maid. Hello, Mother. I was.
Deception.
How was the DAR meeting, Mother? Didn't you go to
No, I did not have the strength to go to the DAR. In fact, I didn't have the courage. I wanted to find a hole in the ground and hide myself in there forever.
Why did you do that?
Why, how old are you, Laura?
You know
Because
what
I thought
I
you were an
did.
adult. I must have been mistaken.
Please don't stare at me.
What are we going to do? What is going to become of us? What is the future?
Mother, has something happened?
I'll be all right in a moment. I'm just bewildered. By life.
No. Mother, I wish you would tell me what's happened.
I went to Ruby Cam's business college this morning to tell them about you having a cold and see what progress you've been making down there. I introduced myself as your mother. She didn't know who you were. Wingfield. We don't have any such student enrolled in this school, and I assured her. No, my daughter has been going since early January. I wonder, she said, if you could be talking about that terribly shy girl who dropped out only a few days after attendance. I said, no. My daughter, my Laura, has been going every day for the past 6 weeks. She said, She took out her attendance book, and there your name was, unmistakably printed. And all the days you were absent until they decided that you had dropped out. I still said, no, there must be some mistake. There must be some mix-up in the records. She said, no, I remember now. Her hand shook terribly, so she couldn't hit the right keys. And the first time we took a speeding test, she got so sick to the stomach that she nearly had to be carried out to the washroom. She never came back after that day. Called the house. While I was working at famous in bar. $50 tuition. My hopes and ambitions for you gone. Up the spout like that. What are you doing? Laura, where have you been going when you've been pretending to go to Ruby Camp's business college?
I have just been going out walking.
Walking. Deliberately catching pneumonia in that night coat. Where?
All sorts of places. Mostly in the park.
Even after catching that cold?
It was the lesser of two evils, Mother. I couldn't go back. I threw up on the floor.
From 7:30 to 5, you mean to tell me that you've been walking around in the park to make me believe that you've been going to Ruby Camp's business college?
It wasn't as bad as it sounds. I went inside.
Inside where?
I went to the art museum and the birdhouses at the zoo. I visited penguins every day.
You did all of this to deceive me. For deception? Why?
Mother, when you are disappointed, you get that awful suffering look on your face, and like that picture, Mother.
Oh, hush.
But
So what are we gonna do? Just stay inside all our lives and watch the parades go by? Amuse ourselves with glass menagerie and worn-out records her father left us as a painful reminder of him? We won't have a business career because it gave us nervous indigestion. Eating the crust of humility all our lives, is that the life we mapped out for ourselves? It's the only alternative I can think of. It's not a very good alternative. Although some girls do marry. Haven't you ever liked a boy?
I have once. I came across his picture a while ago.
He gave you his picture.
No, it's from the year.
A high school boy.
His name was Jim. Here he is in the Pirates of Penzance.
The what?
Pirates of Penzance, the operetta senior class put on. He had a wonderful voice, and we sat across the aisle from each other on Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays. See his grin?
He must have had a jolly disposition.
He used to call me Blue Roses.
Why would he call you any name like that?
When I had that attack of pleurosis, he asked me what was the matter when I came back. I said, pleurosis. and he thought I said blue roses. So that's what he called me after that. Every time he saw me, he'd holler, "Hello, blue roses." And I never cared for the girl he went out with, Emily Meisenbach. It says in the personal section they are engaged. Well, that's 6 years ago.
Girls who aren't cut out for business school usually ends up marrying some young, nice man. And that's just what you'll do.
But Mother,
Yes.
I am crippled.
Nonsense. You have a small defect, hardly noticeable. And people with disadvantages like that make up for it with charm and vivacity and charm. That's one thing your father had lots of. Charm.